sit by myself, talking to the moon.
Pull up the thing, gon' turn up.
Welcome to one of your favorite podcasts, Isibayi Blog. My name is Londi D, and we are live at NAS Studios. For the very first time, we're broadcasting live in a studio. And of course, we are joined by one of the most beautiful girls who's going to tell us how did she become one of the contestants in a Bachelorette's Miss 2022. This is Sans Infinite Success, who is the director of the show. And over to you, Priscilla. How are you doing?
Hi, Lodi. Thank you so much for having me. I'm good, thank you. How are you? You look beautiful.
Well, thank you. You look amazing.
I appreciate it.
All right, so now tell us about yourself before you became Miss Bachelorette.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whew. There I go.
So I'm digging deep.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're taking me all the way back. You know what? I'm a village girl.
Yeah.
I grew up in Tongat in a very small village called Chetty's Hill. You know, I'd finished high school there, and I've only recently just moved to Banito.
Okay.
But by heart, I'm a village girl. I'm a very down-to-earth person. Very soft-spoken.
All right.
Which people sometimes find hard to believe. But you know what, I believe in hard work. If you give me work and you know what, I'm good to go. For me, it's the upbringing where you've got to work to, you know, live for the next day.
Absolutely.
That's basically what I live for, and that's basically who I am.
Absolutely. But before we go any further, like I would like to introduce the guests that we have, obviously, because we cannot ignore them like they're not here. Yes. If you guys can kindly introduce yourselves before we actually go on with the show.
I'm Vanisha Kaula. I'm coming from Mlazi.
I'm Slungile Dladla, going by the name Agent Gundi. And I'm from Impangeni and just joining you guys.
All right, cool stuff. It's a room full of women, so I mean, what else can we do? All right, so have you ever thought that you will go into modeling before now?
You know what? Honestly, no.
Oh, wow.
Honestly, no. I think a lot of people still struggle when I say I actually grew up as a tomboy. I'm a twin with a guy, and you grew up in a family that was very much exposed to the media background. My mom was a fashion designer. She owned a salon, so my sisters would, you know, very vaguely dab into the modeling industry, but I only looked at them as the people who really fit in the modeling category because they were beautiful. For me, I was like a tomboy, so I never cared what I looked like, you know. I didn't too much. So I think only when I grew up and I was in tertiary is when I had the interest into modeling. In fact, that's when I entered Miss Rosebank College 2007.
Oh, so you did have an inch of wanting to be a model.
So I think only, you know, when you grow up and you obviously meet certain people, I think the group of friends that I had in varsity.
Now that you have entered Miss Bachelorette, and how has it been for you? How did you start, and who introduced the whole thing to you?
You know what, it's been quite a journey with the Miss Bachelorette. Now that it's coming to you know, towards the finale. I would say it's been very exciting. It's been a very exciting couple of months. I did see, you know, they had marketed obviously on one of their social media platforms. So I just staggered into the whole, you know, if you enter now, you could be one of the finalists. And I came across, you know, the post, and I took interest. And I think for me, what made me find interest in Miss Bachelorette, especially Miss Bachelorette, was their goal in terms of what they envisioned with the project. They're not just your beauty pageant.
Like the normal one that we usually know.
You know what we are used to.
Yeah.
When you think of a beauty pageant, you think of your skinny girls, your tall girls, your pretty girls, you know.
So if someone at home were to ask, what is Miss Bachelorette? Because we know that if someone has to talk about being bachelorette, okay, it's basically being single, right? So is it for single girls or single women, whatsoever? So what is the story behind that bachelor thingy?
You know what?
Because right now someone will be watching, they'll be like, oh, I'm getting her, she's definitely single, right?
Okay, let me just say it. No, we are not going to win a husband at the end of the show.
Oh wow, what a news today.
Unfortunately, no. I'll say unfortunately, yes.
Okay,
You know what? It is still a Miss South Africa project,
Okay.
and it is still a pageant.
Okay.
You know, there is still a queen that needs to be crowned at the finale.
Definitely, yeah.
I think the Miss Bachelorette came from them trying to then section themselves out from your usual pageants where it was for other girls who haven't been married before, who don't have kids, you know, and like you make reference to Miss South Africa, they're specifically looking for married women.
Yeah.
So, you know, Urifule Mohale, which is the founder of this particular project,
Yeah.
was interested in saying, why aren't a certain number of women allowed to enter these pageants?
Yeah.
You look at your height, you look at your age, you can't have a kid, you can't
Yeah,
have
so once you had a baby, you
There's
out.
such a very, you know, I'll say selfish criteria when you're looking at these other pageants. And she said, you know, I'm going to create a platform that embraces everybody, that says, we want you as you are, we want you with your body size, we want you with your height, we want you if you have a kid, we want you if you've been married or not.
Yeah.
And for her to say it's women from ages 25 to 50, she really raised the bar very high.
Yeah.
You know, because it really encompasses everybody, and I think that is what Miss Bachelorette is.
Oh wow, that's
Whether you've
very
been
beautiful.
married
Yeah.
before and you are divorced, I think what she's trying to instill is with women.
Yeah.
You can be independently beautiful without being attached to a male species. You don't have to be married to be verified that you've made it in life,
Yeah.
or because you're older you should be married. So I think her vision or her goal was to say, even at 40,
You can still be,
independent,
yeah,
beautiful.
absolutely.
Marriage does not define you. So I think when she said bachelorette, she means even if you are single, at your age, if you are, you know, you've accomplished what you have accomplished,
Yeah.
we praise that, and that's what we want to see in younger females coming up, that you're not being raised to be married to somebody's son. We are raising you to be, you know, empowered and to be able to empower others.
Yeah.
So that's the main vision for this project.
So is this the first time they're holding the event, or has it happened before?
It has
or
had,
is
this
it
is
like
their third annual. So
oh
this
wow,
is the third,
that's good.
Yes, the
Yeah,
third
so
Miss.
that there are Miss who have been crowned before.
Been crowned. We've currently, the current Miss must be shaking in her boots right now.
Because it's definitely taking the
Yeah,
crown. I like that. All right, so where is this thing based? Because obviously there is a pageant coming up, which is going to happen when?
On the 23rd of April.
This coming April.
This coming April.
Okay, so where is it going to be? And where is it originally from?
Okay.
Yeah.
So the project is originally from Polokwane.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's well, like it's for the whole country.
It's
So anyone can.
nationwide.
Okay,
Yes,
nice. Nice.
nationwide. In fact, the way that it's growing, I
Yeah.
see it going globally.
Oh wow.
I'm just happy to be a part of this third annual one, and you know, I'm hoping that it grows even bigger from here. But currently, this year's pageant will be hosted at Equal Reef City, which is in Johannesburg.
Wow.
And yes, on the 23rd of April. So I'm hoping that a lot of KZN people will be there to support me, because
absolutely.
I'm representing KZN North Coast. And yes, I'm coming for it. So I'm hoping that I see as many Durban people, or in fact, even if I say KZN people at the pageant. Yeah.
You know what? Me, I'm very happy with everything that's going on. I mean, so what it is that you want people to do for you, or rather, how do we support you, basically? Because that's the most important thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, now that I've made it to the finalist, which is the top 16,
Okay.
we are all going to be on that finale stage.
Okay.
And currently, right now, what we are seeking more than anything is support from, you know, everybody who's obviously supporting us. But the main thing is voting. Okay. So as we are in the top 16, whoever out there is listening and watching is now gunning for the person, you know, their favorite person who they are voting for. And there's a voting line that's currently open. You just SMS MBSA and the name of your contestant. Obviously for myself, it'll be MBSA Priscilla to 33282.
Okay.
SMS only costs 150.
Oh, that's cheap.
As many times
As you want.
wish.
All right, that's very nice. So now, I'm sure they have questions that they want to ask, and maybe they're interested. Maybe in the next coming pageant, they also want to enter.
I'm actually really inspired by Miss Bachelorette, because just randomly thinking of this song by Beyonce, Pretty Hurts. It's basically talking about all the models out there who are suffering just to try and look pretty for the camera, you know. So Bachelorette is just there to inspire more women to be just themselves. Whatever size you are, whatever height you are, you just go there, be who you are, and just impress everybody else if you like.
For Miss Bachelorette, I think it has been such a great confidence booster because you know it really just puts you in a different space of self-esteem. Like you know you're pretty, you know you are enough as you are. So,
and besides that, you are a businesswoman as well. So for you, it's good. It's a good platform to actually grow you as a person as well, not just for them. So what they are doing, it also benefits the people that are in the content as well. So what was your other question?
My question was, she mentioned that she's a good businesswoman.
Yeah.
What kind of the business are you doing?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a jack of all trades. I do a whole lot of things, but I think I'll just highlight my top three, which you know are my most passion. I own a boutique spa. It's based in Tongat, so we specialize in body treatments, we specialize in acrylic nails, we specialize in gel products, we are specializing in waxing. We have a hair station for hair treatments, weave treatments. We do makeup. It's it has grown over the years, and I feel like I'm just excited about it. You know, when I started the boutique spa, it wasn't an ideal time for me to start because I just left a permanent job at a very great position that I had. But because of the treatment that I'd gotten, I was like, no. You know what?
Let me go for this.
I think the treatment I received from a previous job really put me in perspective into saying, no, I don't want to be somebody's, staff member. I want to
build my own.
So I think the treatment that I got encouraged me to say, no, I want to treat people better. I will not treat someone else like that. So I think that motivated me into saying, if I were a boss, how would want other people to treat?
Which is what we encourage as well for Abantu Besifazane. It's very important to be independent and focused and like go for whatever that you want. It may not be the right time, just like you said, but you never know.
You never know.
You never know. Yeah, so what other business you say that you want to?
Okay, so apart from the boutique spa, which has also now sectored into training, we also do short courses for training. So we have training for nails, we have training for body treatments. I partner in a restaurant which is in Balito. Yes.
Oh wow!
Yes.
Wow!
So I'm a partner.
We're definitely going there.
Yes. So I'm into that. And one other new one that I won't like to mention just yet.
Okay, still a baby,
Still a baby. Is my third one, which was something I've been passionate about from a long time ago. But otherwise, those are the two main that I'm currently mostly active. You'll find them on my social pages.
Okay. Okay, Priscilla, so what other opportunities have Miss Bachelorette led you into? What other things have you done because of this campaign here?
It's a lot. When I joined Miss Bachelorette, I didn't think that you would literally sign a contract. Like I've signed a contract. I'm no different to an employee. Yes, there's a contract that you sign. And with that contract, there are certain campaigns that you need to do. There are certain duties that you need to uphold. And it's been a journey that's been exciting because I feel like all the campaigns that we're given align with what I believe in. So I've been promoting, the brand by obviously attending your disadvantaged schools. I've been supplying sanitary pads to disadvantaged girls. I've just recently done a drive that I gave over 300 students sanitary pads. I've just recently, through Moshemendalo, given bursaries, free bursaries for people to come and study and show the beauty courses. I feel like for me, it has made me an even stronger business person or businesswoman because it has led me to doors where I can approach people and say, you know what, I have a school somewhere or I have an orphanage somewhere and they need a supply of certain things and I've been able, so it has made me interact with people easily. So I can now go and approach a company and say, listen, I'm looking for, I've just recently given out 100 loaves of bread that are supplied by a distributor or that distributes for Sasco. So I feel like Miss Bachelorette has really given me the platform or the, it's been easy to approach her, but I promise you there's a power in the sash.
I'm definitely.
There's a power in the sash. So I promise you when you approach somebody, you've got the sash, immediately they are interested. Immediately they want to know what you're talking about.
For true. So you just told us that people need to vote for you, right? So, but you're still going to go on stage and model.
Yeah.
So how does voting and modeling, and the judges going to be deciding who takes the crown?
You know what? It now relies on every aspect. It relies on all of my campaigning that I've been doing. It relies on my social media presence. What am I doing for the community? It relies on the way I carry myself, obviously, what I post and how, you know, I attend certain events. The judges are looking at everything. So the judges are not only going to be on the pageant nights and all the judges are in and out of
looking at the whole profile, everything you've done.
Stalking our Facebook and Instagram, everything. So yes, they're monitoring every single step. So that judging finale is really made up of every little thing that
you have done.
Since we've entered the pageants. And the voting itself will count also as a big thing, because they want to see just how
if you've been out enough
influencing
people.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
They need to know just how social you are, just how people, you know, obviously receive you. If you take, can you be an ambassador? Because if you then take the crown, you are,
and you just take it and just leave it there at home and
they want to see if people are receiving you well. That means you can easily be the ambassador of the brand, and you can carry out, you know, the project's vision. So I really need the votes.
You guys have any more questions for Priscilla before we actually wrap up?
Priscilla, behind this beautiful, as you are, empowered businesswoman, I've been hearing you talk more about your beliefs, and I've read in one article saying that you grew up with certain philosophies. So I just want to know, behind this beautiful woman, what are those philosophies? Is it to be a businesswoman or to just be a human?
Yes. You know what? I think for me, it will obviously go back to my upbringing. I didn't have a very smooth childhood because my parents passed on very young. My dad passed on when I was 10 and my mom passed on when I was 15. So I was still very, very young. And unfortunately, I'll say unfortunately for us, we didn't have, you know, these relatives were just ready to take over. As 4 siblings, we really had to just fend for ourselves. We grew up, we've been together since that time. So that taught me to be an adult pretty early, you know, in my teen years, because nobody was there to say, I'm now taking over as the parent. We were like, you know, said, if you need anything, that other sibling will try and do it. If that other sibling can offer that. We were forced to be a close-knit family because of that. So the life struggles that happened in that time taught me that, you know what, in order for you to make it in life, you can't rely on other people. You've got to wake up and go do it for yourself. You can't sit and wait that, oh, but that person owes me a favor, they can just do it. So I think for me, that was a deal breaker for me to say, you know what, if I can do it, that means the next person can. If I can tell the next person, because this is how I grew up, and if I did it, you can. So for me, it's empowering young women to say, being an orphan is a norm now. It's so common that it doesn't even shock you anymore.
No, it definitely does.
And a person who's going to crumble, I promise you, a person who's going to crumble because they've lost
the parent,
for me,
I feel sorry for them.
I feel sorry for them, because you now have to prepare yourself for that lifestyle. You've got to, I promise you, I always say to my friends who still have their parents that you've got to prepare yourself, because it's coming, and when it comes, it will knock you in ways that you cannot believe. But rather you prepare yourself. Don't take advantage because your parents are still around, and not learn to stand on your own 2 feet, not learn to make your own money, because when they are gone, you are going to suffer.
Yes. V, your last question?
Actually, I don't have a question. The only thing I like to say to her about this beautiful woman right here, she just encouraged me to what I'm doing right now, and I saw some stability to her. And like I gained some experience right now. That's all I can say. I say thank you about what you said.
Well, not only for her, hopefully for anyone who's watching this podcast, they do learn something. And I have like a question as well. Like, what inspires you as a person, as a Priscilla? So what's this thing that drives you, or who do you actually look up to help you, like on your everyday process?
You know what? For the longest time, my inspiration was my family. and then until I had my son, and he was an even bigger part to that.
Yeah.
But I've recently won business awards, so I think that has been even more motivating. So I now draw inspiration from all aspects. I draw inspiration from the business. I envision, you know, I plan, I want to see it grow. That motivates me on its own. My son's growing, you know, so that motivates me to be around for him even more. But I would say it's my sister. My main source of, you know, sanity is my sister, because, you know, we're in the same business, and she's, you know, she will encourage you at any time. If you feel like this is it, she will tell you, see, it's not a time to give up. So she's been my main drive.
You know what I like about that is the fact that you are motivated by yourself about things that are around you. So you're not looking for someone out there to be like, okay, what they're doing now, let me just go and check. The bad thing about that is when that person or that thing is no longer there. And then what you going to do? I mean, take notes. Take notes. So for someone who's at home who feel motivated by you, obviously, what would you say to them? Young girls growing up, they're not getting the opportunity of being Miss in schools because they're not picking them because of maybe the physical appearances. So what would you say to that girl child?
Follow your dreams. Follow your dreams. Nothing is, you know, over, you know, the power of God. Nobody can tell you you can't do it. You know, if God has given you that interest, that means it's meant for you, that means it's yours. And if you don't claim it, somebody else will. To follow your dreams. All
right, I think we just had it. Thank you so much, beautiful girls, for joining us. And of course, we wish you nothing but the best, and hopefully you're going to take the crown. And please vote. Can you just repeat the voting? How do they vote if they want to vote for you?
Okay, so to vote for me, obviously you would have to SMS MBSA Priscilla to 33282. The SMS only costs 150. You can vote as many times as you wish. And for those who don't mind, you know, taking a flight to Johannesburg to come and watch, tickets are available currently at CompuTickets. They start from 300 to 500. And, you know, the support would be amazing to have people rooting for me there. I would really appreciate it. Otherwise, do follow Miss Bachelorette of South Africa social pages. I think that's where most information is posted.
So you can just hook us up with your social media platforms as well, so they can just...
Okay. My one, well, I currently have a page, obviously, being a finalist. I have one that is Priscilla Chamane Miss Bachelorette Finalist 2022. And my personal ones will obviously be no space of Priscilla Chamane. That's for Facebook, and Prizo_Chamane, that's for Instagram.
That's just about it for us. So hopefully you're gonna vote for her, and she's gonna come with the crown home.